BBOR Black Box Online Radio, coming to you from West Virginia. BlackBoxNid88 on Instagram for the bonus podcast. And here in West Virginia, the local news did a story 2 nights in a row about the unsolved murder of Glenda Marisol Coca-Romero and the attempted murder of one of her colleagues. This crime occurred in 2014, and they wanted to do an update, but all the update had to say was that the investigators and local police and even the FBI still had no leads in who could have murdered her while she was working in a store. But the FBI does have a page for Glenda Marisol Coca-Romero, and it says, the FBI is offering a $20,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the individuals responsible for the murder of Glenda Marisol Coca-Romero. The FBI and Prince William County Police Department are seeking information in connection with the murder and attempted murder of 2 employees at the Platanios grocery and jewelry store in Woodbridge, Virginia. On the night of February 21st, 2014, shortly before 9 p.m., the victim employees were shot after 3 unknown male suspects entered the store where they worked. After the shooting, the suspects immediately fled the store without taking any property or money. One of the shooting victims, 21-year-old Glenda Marisol Coca-Romero, died at the scene, and the other victim was transported to an area hospital with critical injuries. Coca-Romero was the mother of an infant, and they did feature the other employee on the local news here, but she is choosing to remain anonymous. They weren't showing her face, and she was even speaking through an interpreter, retelling the events that happened. But the reason why they chose to do this story 2 nights in a row is because 3 men entered that store. They didn't take anything. They didn't even attempt to steal anything. They had shot one person, but they didn't go for any of the money in the cash register, and one of them even appears to be carrying a bag of some sorts, but they immediately walked in and went toward the employees, fired the gunshots, and then immediately left. And just because they said they had no leads, I wanted to respond to that because when it comes to true crime cases, a possible motive for a crime like this could be a gang initiation, or the other possible motive could be someone was specifically targeted. However, if it's been 8 years and the investigators still have absolutely no idea who these 3 people are, or they've looked into some type of leads, did Glenda Marisol have some type of problem with another person? Did somebody have it out for her? Did they have an axe to grind against her? Did they have a grudge that they were holding? It appears that none of that has surfaced, or at least it hasn't been made available to the general public and shared in the news reports. I'm tempted to think that it's something more similar to the first. And I definitely don't think that this is simply the activity of a homicidal maniac or serial killer, because there are 3 people present, and they are definitely not all experiencing the exact same mental illness issues at the same time. I mean, I suppose that is statistically possible, but very, very low on the probability scale. So once again, I'm tempted to think that this is more of something like a gang initiation where they had to commit a murder or shoot the person working in the store and then make a clean getaway. And the reason why I am proposing that is because I've talked a little bit about the murder of Elijah Wood on this channel, which is also known as the racetrack murder. Elijah Wood was working in a racetrack convenience store in a very similar way, and somebody walked in and shot him and left, made no attempt to steal anything, made no attempt to go for the money in the cash register, and again, someone just walking in. But that perpetrator in the Elijah Wood case made somewhat of a taunting gesture by turning his hands inward, kind of like, what's up, what's going on, and then fired the gunshot. And it appears that there's just a little bit more nervousness with that perpetrator. And I really have to give credit to Aaron Stoner, who is a YouTuber who does a lot of very good video analysis, and he is the one who first introduced the Elijah Wood case to me, and I've talked a little bit about it on the True Crime Talk Radio segments on this channel. I invite you to like and subscribe. But I was thinking about the video that he had done on Elijah Wood, and it there are just so many similarities with that crime to the murder of Glenda Marisol that I just think that that's something that may either be overlooked, or I'm sure the police have considered it, but in terms of news reports and coverage, they definitely didn't say anything of the sort. They just simply said, there are no leads, there are no developments. But the problem with a gang initiation theory is it would most likely mean that someone was doing this in a mostly random way in which it wouldn't be traced back to them. There isn't a type of lead that you would be able to follow up on unless some way, somehow, somebody recognized something in the video. But what do you think? You've been watching the video, and if you have any other possibilities that you would like to discuss in the comment section down below about why would somebody run into the store, commit the murder without trying to steal anything, without trying to even attempt a robbery, not trying to do any type of holdup, not trying to do any type of hostage situation, but immediately going for the employees and committing the murder? Like, what does this mean to you? Or like, what would be some common possibilities that you're thinking about? Do you think that this would be someone that knew the victim, or do you think it's more of what I proposed about how it is someone who is completely unconnected from the victims, and they did this for a personal reason, gang-related reason, and even maybe something territorial where, oh, this person opened up a store and we don't want any type of business competitor. I mean, I'm just going off the top of my head on that one. That's probably something that would have been easier to follow up on. But what do you think? You can weigh in the comment section down below. I would love to read any of your comments. And if you also want to talk about the murder of Elijah Wood and the perpetrator in that one, you can also respond. In the Elijah Wood case, there was a very large debate about whether or not the perpetrator was a man or a woman. But because of Aaron Stoner, very good video analysis, he showed that they were putting out this video to the public that had altered time speed, and the altered time speed made the perpetrator look like a woman, but when you play it at normal speed, I think that it was a man who shot Elijah Wood. And you can also weigh in on either one of those cases and share your ideas in the comment section down below. I would love to know what you think. And if you do know anything about this case, know anything firsthand, you can submit a tip. It says anyone with information regarding this case is asked to call the Prince William County Police Department at 703-792-7000. And you may also contact the FBI Washington Field Office or your local FBI office or the nearest American embassy or consulate, and tips can remain anonymous. Alright, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys on Instagram for the bonus podcast. Until next time.